still wondering if I'm going to regret this, but we're going to crack on with it anyway. SHEIN haul. Yes, a SHEIN crochet haul. Hey Yoni peeps, my name's Sarah aka Crocreate, and today I am going to be showing you what I got from SHEIN as a crochet haul, how cheap it is it worth it, and what sort of things you can get from there. Absolute disclaimer on this one, not everybody is in a place of privilege where they can go out and make conscious purchases. So there are a lot of people at the minute that are living paycheck to paycheck. People buy from the places like Temu and SHEIN for a variety of reasons, but a lot of the time it is because of the price. We know they're lower priced than your high street shops. And if you're looking for a gift, or if you're looking for something you want to do as a hobby and you've got a really tight budget, people are going to shop at these places. So my disclaimer here is, don't frown upon people for shopping at these places if they really don't have a choice, or they want something that's not quite in their budget on the high street, so they go to these online stores. I'm coming at it purely from a place of, if you were to buy these supplies, would they be any good? We are doing a SHEIN haul. We are going to see if it's any good. We are going to see how cheap or expensive it is, and what crochet supplies you can buy from SHEIN to carry on or start your crochet hobby. You will notice when I dropped my parcel in, I have ordered a lot of stuff, but the total price, I think, of my basket came to around 35 quid. So you'll see as we go through that I actually got quite a lot for my money. I'm going to take you through what I bought, and you can tell me what you think of it, and I'll tell you what I think of it. This was a requested video. There were a couple of comments, please can you do things from SHEIN? So here we go, let's get into it. I bought 8 balls of yarn, some chenille, some glow in the dark, and a couple of weird balls of yarn that I haven't seen anywhere else, and I just saw them and thought, I'm going to have to give those a go. So one of those balls of yarn was this. I don't know if you can see me like using the pincers because I haven't felt it. It's faux leather yarn. It's so when I was pulling it out the bag, I was like, ooh, what is it going to feel like? So this is it. Super shiny. I haven't had it out of the bag yet. It's from some weird brand that I've never heard of. It's 100 grams. I cannot tell you what it consists of because it's all written in Chinese, but on SHEIN's website it said that it was polyester faux leather, sort of made up as sort of that texture. It feels very much like a t-shirt yarn, and it's got a shiny coating on the front of it. This ball in particular was £2.75 for this one ball. It's 100 grams. I'm going to work it up just to show you guys what it swatches up like as well. Okay, let's see what this is like, because I am not sure what this is going to look like at all. I don't even know where the end is. It's in there somewhere. Or am I just going to have a load of yarn bath? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, you can see on one side it's shiny, on one side it's not. I'm not sure how that's going to impact working it up. I already don't like the feel of this. It's very stretchy. Oh my gosh, it's very stretchy indeed. Is my slip knot gonna go? I can't. Oh no, I can't even do my slip knot. Like, I can't pull it tight. Let's try again. Do my slip knot as I normally do. Oh, there we go. Perhaps it was me. I'll admit it if it was. Holy moly. I do not love this yarn at all. I know my hook's too small for this instantly. I'm going to go and get a bigger hook. Okay, so we are back and I've got a bigger hook, and let's see if we can make this any better. It's a bit better, but not great. The other thing about this is, like you can see, even with just the chain, unless you really regimented with the yarn, it's not going to be on the shiny side every time. So you've really got to yarn over it in the correct way and pull it through in the correct way for the shiny side to be shown. But even when I'm taking my time with it, it's like a lucky dip scenario. It's not nice to work with at all. In fact, I'm not even going to do a full swatch. I'm not. That is my little bit of a swatch. I'm not about this. This is not for me. I wouldn't recommend it. It feels a little bit funky. Maybe if we are a different kind of hooker, but not for us. The next balls were this sort of multicoloured, pastel coloured chenille yarn, which is here. And I bought 2 of these actually. They did come in a 2-pack. They were discounted, I think, at the time that I bought them. On their own, they're £1.26 a ball. So 50 grams, £1.26 a ball. So you're looking at £2.50 for the 100 grams, which is a good price for chenille yarn, and it's self-striping. So you can see why people are buying at SHEIN, because it's cheap for chenille yarn, and plushy and chenille yarn is so in right now. So let's swatch these up and see if they are any good, if they perform the same as chenille yarn. So we're going to go for the chenille yarn next. I don't actually have a big enough hook, so that's going to impact on that, but I've got a 5mm, hopefully it'll work. Okay, so this is our little tiny sample of the fluffy yarn, and let me tell you, it's a joy to work with. It's as soft made up as it is when it's on the ball. The colour changes are a little bit bigger in this one, so you can see here I've got pink, then we go to a little bit of purple, coming back through to the greeny blue, and then back to the pink again. Nice colour changes though, not too small, and definitely a yarn that I would pick up again. The next ball that I bought is called Milk Cotton 100% Soft Acrylic. Now, that's a bit misleading to begin with, but cotton and acrylic aren't the same thing. So I think what they're saying is it feels softer than acrylic, a little bit like cotton, but it's acrylic. It is soft, but it's so thin. Like I can sort of, every strand is so thin. I'm talking 2.5mm, 3mm max thin here. It's beautiful. The colours are beautiful and it is soft, but we really need to see how this swatches up. Okay, so we've got our little tiny mini swatch here. And one thing I will say is the colour change is really quick. So you can see here I've got all the colours in this little sample, which is really nice with self-striping yarn when the colour changes are a little bit more quick. The yarn, once you've made it up, does not feel as soft as it does when it's in the ball. It's quite scratchy. It's not the nicest yarn to work with. It's just not, it's not the best. The next ball, again, I'm holding it with the pinchy fingers because this really feels awful to me. I'm very sensory and I do not like it at all. It's this weird, it reminds me of those horrible dish scrubbies that were really furry, and if you touched it you kind of went ugh. It reminds me of that. It's a very weird texture. Again, I have no clue what it is because it's in Chinese, and it's 100 grams. 100 grams of what? A very fluffy, it reminds me of tinsel, like a tinsel yarn. It feels exactly like tinsel as well if you balled up a load of tinsel. It's like on a really thin string with a lot of tinsely bits. It'd be interesting to see what this swatches up like. The colour is really nice, but it just feels really horrible. Like, I don't know what you'd make with this. not even plushies would be good for this. Just stuck my finger in there and it's horrible. This was £2.50 for a 100-gram ball, which is a decent price for a, I don't know what you want to call this, a weird funky yarn, I guess. But we need to see what this swatches up like, because I have no clue what it's going to swatch up like, and I don't have high hopes for it at all. So let's see what it swatches up like, and then you can give me your verdict in the comments. Okay, next, the yarn that I don't want to touch. Okay, you can see what it looks like here. Let's find the end, which is here. Let's give this a whirl. You can see it's really thin with little bits of tinsel on. Already my sensors have just gone bing, 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 because it just feels so scratchy. So here's my little sample. I have to admit, when it's made up like this, it's a little bit softer. I think the scratchiness is made by the combination of these little fibres and the string together. I just don't know what I'd use this for. Whether you'd use it for scrubbies or something like that. I might challenge myself to make a plushie with it. Let me know in the comments, should I challenge myself to make a plushie with this yarn? It's just not nice to work with. It scratches my hands. I just don't like it. It's a little bit sensory. Oh, it might make a great fidget. To be fair, it is a little bit sensory, not particularly for me, but for other people that like textures, it might make a great fidget. But, you know, it's not bad, it's not good, it's just middling. Middling yarn for me, I'm afraid. Final unopened bit of yarn is this hank of yarn. First impression is that it's in a hank, so you're going to have to wind this. The colours are beautiful, so it should have come like this. So it should have come like this. This is your traditional standard hank type of yarn. It's beautiful, the colours are beautiful. I think again it's acrylic, again very thin, like a sock weight type. Interesting to see how self-striping this is. I am going to swatch it, but I'm not going to wind it first, and that I just know that's going to be my downfall. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to wind it. I will pop it on my yarn winder after and ball it up. But I'm really interested to see how self-striping this is as well. Are they long or short stripes? This hank is 50 grams and was £1.50. So for a really, you know, beautifully coloured yarn like this, it's a decent price. But the telltale will be what it's like when it's worked up. So let's go and swatch it. So I did manage to make up this teeny little swatch. So, initial thoughts, it's probably the softness that when you get it out of the pack is probably the softness that you get when you've made it up. It's not the softest yarn, but it's not horrible. It's quite thin as well. The colour changes on here are really nicely placed, and it's really going to give you that beautiful variegated look. Great to work up, used a 3mm hook. Is this yarn worth buying? Probably, given the fact that it's quite a nice self-striped colour for the price. Definitely one I'd recommend. It's not bad, it's just not the best quality, but I don't hate it. I've opened 2 balls of yarn off camera to use them. The first is this super chunky bad boy yarn in chenille. So if you watch my Temu video, which I'll link below, I bought a bad boy chunky pink yarn that was great for finger crochet or arm knitting. So I thought it was only fair that we bought another one from SHEIN, but this time I wanted to see what it looked like in chenille. So I've opened this one so that I could swatch it up prior to the video, because I was just curious really. I was like a little kid in a sweet shop. I wanted to get it out. I've never worked with anything this chunky before, so I got it out and I used, to do so, this bad boy crochet hook. This is a chunky monster. Let me tell you, it's a 20mm wooden crochet hook, but it's huge. I am going to just get you out a regular 4mm Not sure if you can compare it, but I'll put it on the desk when we have a look at the swatch. So I just wanted to play with it basically. So I started sort of making up a swatch like so, and eventually, because I only bought the one ball, it's probably going to be something like a cat blanket for one of the cats. So let's go and see what it looks like swatched up. So this is what our big massive chahonky chenille looks like when it's swatched up. Because I've never done anything like this before, it took me a while to get used to, but oh my days, it's so soft. Like, I am jealous of my cat that's going to get this, because it's just amazingly soft. I actually really love this, and the hook as well that I used to do it with, I really enjoyed using it. It's smooth wood, there's no sort of like snags or anything on it like that. It was really nice to work with. It's got a thumb hole, it's chunky anyway, so that was great for my grip. It was just an all-round great experience using these, so I'm definitely thrilled that I decided to buy these and give them a whirl. This next ball includes a couple of things, because I opened the ball and the holder that it's on to try it all out and see how it worked. So the ball in question is the chenille glow in the dark, yes, glow in the dark yarn. Now this yarn came in at £2.50. As I have never bought glow in the dark yarn before this, I just wanted to try it out, because I really thought it was going to be one of those things where you bought something from SHEIN and it was going to be absolute crap. So as I've not bought glow in the dark yarn before this, I don't know how much it's costs here in the UK, but through the magic of editing, I will put prices up sort of so you can see the comparison. So £2.50 for this ball of yarn. And you can see it's in this nice like minty blue colour, and it sits atop a yarn holder. Now this yarn holder was £3.75, but basically you pop it on your wrist and you crochet on the go, and every time you pull on the yarn, the holder spins. So that's the gist of it. I'll show you a little bit better when I swatch as well. Oh my days, these two, if I'd only bought the yarn and the holder that it's on, I would have been absolutely amazed. I made this up last night, this little snake. I gave it a fair chance. I stuck the UV light on the little snake, and my reaction is pure in this video that I'm going to pop up next. I was amazed. I could not believe exactly what happened. So we're going to give it a fair chance. I'm going to stick it in there under the UV, under the craft UV lamp, and then we're going to wait for 2 minutes and come back. Okay, so we're done. Let's hit the lights. No way. It actually worked. Oh my days. Let's have a look at the ball. Shut up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What a game changer. Glow in the dark yarn. Who knew it actually worked? I did give it a fair chance, to be fair. I popped the UV light on it for, I think, 120 seconds, because we've got one because we use resin as well. And I just couldn't believe it. It actually worked. And Gav actually said to me, yeah, it does what it's supposed to. And I was like, yeah, but it's from SHEIN, and I didn't expect it to do what it was supposed to. So for me, already, I've swatched it up, and we'll get into that, but it's worth it because it works, and it's something from the one of these places like SHEIN that actually works. So let's see what I made with this. So you can see my glow in the dark yarn is on the handle, just so that I can show you guys how this works. So basically this goes on your wrist, and then you lift your hand up, and as you are working with the yarn, it spins. There we go. Spin, spin, spin. So basically what I then did was I wanted to make something up with this yarn so that I could give it a proper chance with the UV. So I made a little snake, or half of a little snake so far, in progress. And you can see as well the safety eyes that are coming up are in there, and if you look at them, you see what they're supposed to be. You'll know what my reaction with them is going to be. But this is just, it's soft. I didn't have any issues working with it. There's no like big holy gaps. It's a beautiful chenille yarn. This is definitely one that I am recommending. So that is all of our yarn. I have 3 products left. I have some safety eyes, I have some stitch markers, just your bog standard stitch markers, and I have a tassel and pom-pom maker. Let's kick off with the safety eyes first. I bought a packet of safety eyes for £4.75, and they had all these little eyes in. But what caught my eye about these is they had the glittery backs. So the glittery backs that you insert in and then you pop them into your toy and then push the end on. This sadly is one of those SHEIN things, it's absolute load of crap. Because, and I've only said that 3 times in this video, and I'm really shocked. Because the glitter, when I popped them in, the glitter, you couldn't see it. The eyes were so cloudy that you couldn't see the glitter behind them. They are functional as safety eyes, but I was so disappointed because I really wanted to give my plushies a little bit of pizzazz, and there's no way you're gonna cut costs with this one. Buy decent glittery safety eyes from someone that knows what they're doing and from a reputable company, because these just aren't it for me. Next we come to our stitch markers. Just a little bag of 30 stitch markers. The only reason I purchased these is because they're little hearts. So this is what they look like. And they are super cute, they're adorable, they work, they do the job. I've been using one of these, solely one, the same one, for a whole week now in various different projects, mainly to see if it would break with overuse basically. And it stood up the test. It's been in and out of loads of plushies this week. It's doing a great job. These will last you. They're a decent stitch marker, just like any of the other plastic ones. They were 67p for 30. So again, really probably one of the best price points I saw on SHEIN. That's why I bought them. So yeah, I definitely recommend these little stitch markers. Okay, and finally we have a pom-pom and tassel maker. Now I saw this, I've never seen one of these before. I've seen pom-pom makers, all various kinds, but never a rotary one. That was what caught my eye with this. It's a rotary pom-pom maker, so you turn it with the handle. And again, this is something I haven't got high hopes for, haven't tried it out. We're going to try it out now on camera. Just something I saw and thought that could be really useful. Is it going to work? Who knows. £2.75 this was. So we're going to try it out right now and see if it's actually any good. So this is the gist of it. So let's see if it actually works. I'm going to use the milk cotton for this. So it says preparations before use. Make sure that the little hearty thing and everything's together. Pass the yarn through the induction ring from the back, which I guess is this way. This is the induction ring. Okay. Hook it into the groove on the rotating part. Which is wonky, might I add. And then this ring here starts, so you're going to need to keep a little bit of tension. And you keep your thumb on the ring, this one here. And as you wind, you slide it across. Wind and slide and hope for the best, I guess. Let's do it. It fell out. The yarn fell out already. It fell out. I didn't even have to do anything and it fell out. Right, let's try again. Is it the way I'm winding? Right, we've got it now. it's on there. So you only move that little ring a little bit. Just gonna drop my yarn on the floor so it's easier. Okay, so you only move that little ring a little bit. And fill the whole thing up. It's not looking great. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. This is not gonna be a great pom-pom, but hey, we're just trying something new here. So, after winding is completed, cut the yarn to an appropriate length. Remove the handle, this bit. Pull out the rod from the main unit and gather the yarn in the center. Oh! I did have one more thing to show you as well after this. Okay, so we've cut the yarn, move the handle. This one. Oh, what have I done here? Not that one. Oh my gosh. We just have to pull it out, right? Okay, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back. It's taking its sweet time. I got it off eventually. What? I mean, pom-poms don't take this long. Then you pull the handle, then you pull the rod out. Gather the wound yarn in the center. Alright, okay, so tie a piece of yarn. Oh, it's all coming off already. It's not, this is not it. This is not it at all. Where am I tying this yarn? Oh, in the middle. Tie a piece of yarn in the middle with a fiddly middle. Look at the state of this. This is not it. So we get this in here. This. Tie it around. Like so. Ugh, make it super tight. Don't forget, when you make pom-poms for real, not using this machine to make it tight. Because if you don't, all the bits of the string... Oh, and the yarn snapped! Right, okay. We're just gonna try again. We're just gonna try again. That is not by any stretch gonna make your life any easier. Stick to the good old pom-pom makers. Use a freaking toilet roll tube if you have to. Whatever, do not buy this, because I am telling you now, it will instantly go into the bin. It's not the worst pom-pom. Obviously it's not tidy. So in theory it could be really good, but it's just not for me. I'm giving that a solid, I'm giving it a solid 1 out of 10 because it winds some yarn up, and that is it. So it is verdict time. What do we think about all of the products that you have seen from SHEIN? Coming in at last place with the worst product I've probably ever bought is this. And let me just tell you, there is one place and one place only that this is going, and that is in the bin, because I am not using it again. It was an absolute nightmare. I might give it a point for the fact that it actually turns, so 1 out of 10, but other than that, it's getting nothing. Absolutely no positives from me whatsoever. Do not buy a turning pom-pom maker. It was just absolutely pants. Our milk cotton acrylic yarn. I don't hate this, but I don't love it either. It's quite thin. When you work it up, it's quite scratchy as well. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Another thing that is going firmly in the bin is the pleather yarn, because I am not using that again either. Awful to work with. You have to keep it really uniformed if you even want to see the shine. It just looks a little bit tacky as well, but I did buy it thinking, oh, what is this unusual yarn? It's probably going to get a 1 out of 10 as well. It looks pretty in the ball, but other than that, it's just not for me. The chenille ball. This, for me, is getting a firm 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because of where it's come from. However, it is a great buy. It's soft, it works up really nicely, the colour changes in it are really good. I can see this making plushies. It's durable, it didn't fray like a lot of the plushie yarns, and when I was pulling on it I didn't feel like I was going to snap it either, so it's quite strong. So yeah, for me this is a 9 out of 10 and definitely a really good buy. The purpley, bluey, pinky, supposed to be hand dyed but not hank of yarn, which I haven't rehanked or reballed, and I know it's going to cause me a whole load of problems later on. This one I am going to give a this one a 7 out of 10. I love the colours, don't get me wrong. They self-stripe really nicely, but feel the best. It's not the softest, but it does work up okay, and it's great with a 3mm hook. It is quite lightweight yarn, which again, I'm not really a fan of. So yeah, that's why I'm giving it a 8 out of 10, or maybe I said 7. But the actual score will be up next to me through the magic of editing. And this little or big, scratchy, weird, tinsely mess thing, I'm so torn about what to give this actually, because I'm warming to it, but it just still feels very weird. Colours are really nice. Striping is really nice. You sort of get a nice variegated look, but it's just weird. And is it too weird for me? I don't know. So for that reason, I'm giving it slap bang in the middle 5, because I can't make my mind up if it's too weird or not. Next we have our gigantic hook and our gigantic yarn. Easy to work with, didn't have any problems, smooth wood, not like got any splintery bits or anything like that. So both of these for me are getting a 9 out of 10 and definitely worth a buy. Absolute all-time favourite purchases from this video are the chenille glow-in-the-dark yarn and the yarn holder. I am definitely going to find out where I can buy the chenille yarn in the UK, because I am amazed, one, that it actually works, and two, just how nice it is. Any glow-in-the-dark yarns, if you have any recommendations, please drop them in the comments, because I absolutely love this. These two are definitely my favourite purchases of this video. I'm giving them both a 9 out of 10 because they work. The yarn's soft, it's durable, it's not shedding like chenille yarn does. It works up really nicely. It's just a great buy. The holder actually works. It feels durable. It's made out of wood as well. So yeah, I just really like these two purchases. 9 out of 10 from me. Absolutely would recommend them. And our safety eyes, say, probably aren't worth you buying from SHEIN. I need to know who makes glitter safety eyes, because I want some, and I want some that are actually going to be able to see the glitter in, which you can't these. There's no two ways about it. I put them in the snake to try them out. Couldn't see them. Definitely not worth the buy from me. 0. I can't give them a 0 because they work as safety eyes. I'm going to give them a 1. Because they work as safety eyes, but their actual purpose to be glittery doesn't work. That is everything I bought from SHEIN. That is my SHEIN crochet haul. What products particularly caught your eye? Is there anything you're going to buy off the back of this video or you think's good value? So I appreciate all of the comments you might have about buying from SHEIN. Please keep the comment section friendly. Let's keep it nice. I'm a happy, bright, shiny person and I don't want anybody to dull that. Please let me know in the comments. SHEIN was requested. That's why we've done this video today. If there's anywhere else, please let me know in the comments. New videos go up every Sunday between 6 and 7. Again, this depends on editing time because sometimes that can be a little bit slow. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. It's been a real long video today and I will see you next week.